Get out of here, Stalker.
So loading screen's going to take some time, depending on your PC. If you have this on an SSD, it shouldn't take too long. The initial loading for a game, like when you first launch the game and then when you first start, it's always the longest because it's, you know, loading everything, loading all the assets, and then the loading between the maps is a lot quicker. Anyway, press any key to continue and let's go. Alrighty, so we have spawned in Rookie Village, as you can see on top. So, as you can see on the top left, we have our mini-map that shows icons of interest. At the bottom, we have our health. So the blue bar is your health, and the yellow bar is your psyche. I wouldn't worry too much about that right now because there's not really anything that can affect your psyche in this area of the zone. That's more when you go up to the northern areas. As you can see, there are pop-ups. Those are your PDA messages, dynamic news and whatnot. You see our good pal Sidorovich telling us to come visit him. So this is where you start off, and it's raining. Great. I hate it when it rains in the zone because you can't see anything and it's noisy. So this is where you start off. You start off in this little rinky-dink little house here in Rookie Village, and the first thing that you want to do is open up your inventory. As you can see, this is your main inventory. There's your name, your faction, the amount of money you have, your portrait. This is what you have equipped, and this is what you have in your backpack. Okay. This is the different level of protection that you get, depending on the armor that you have or the effect. You can just hover over everyone, and it's an extensive read. I'm telling you, they spared no expense in explaining this game to you. It's not spoon-fed though, so you are gonna have to read a lot of it. And this here at the bottom, it's just you know, filtering what you have in your inventory. Like if I press 2, it just shows the weapons. Well, all my weapons are equipped, so I have none in the backpack. Armor, ammo, artifacts, anything that's any repair items or whatnot, meds and food, and then any sort of things that you can use to enhance repairs. So the first thing that you want to do is equip your armor, your backpack, and your respirator or helmet, depending on what faction you spawned in. Why do you spawn with these things not equipped? I don't know, but you have to equip them because otherwise you are susceptible to radiation, damage, and everything. And if you take a look at your max carry weight here, you know, it's barely anything. But once you equip your armor and everything, it goes up. It more than doubles. So, and now, as you can see, we have some protection from radiation, some protection from whatever the hell this is, chemicals or whatnot, I don't know. And then, you know, some ballistics and whatever. So, it's important that you equip everything. And the next thing that you want to equip is your PDA, because you are going to need it. And then I equip the flashlight, because why not? So, next step is your PDA. Cool looking 3D PDA. I think it's pretty cool. So you just press your PDA button once and it looks like that. And if you want to take a closer look, you just left click and it brings it up. So this is where we are. This is our starting map, the cordon. If you see these blue arrows here and whatnot, these are the exit points of the map that take you to other maps. And if you hover over them, it says to which map it takes you. So this one takes you to the Great Swamps, this one takes you to the Garbage, this one takes you to the Meadow, this one takes you to the Darkscape, so on and so forth. And this is the whole zone. As you can see, there's a lot of maps here. So just FYI, the more north you go, the harder it is. And the more anomalies there are, the tougher the enemies are, the tougher the mutants are. So before you head up past Rostock is like the halfway point. Before you head up past Rostock, you gotta make sure that you have decent armor, or good armor, good protection from, you know, radiation and psi emissions and stuff like that, and for the love of God, good weapons. So anyway, this is where we are. We're gonna stick to this part of the map. We're in the cordon. This is Rookie Village. So every main area that you discover in a map or anomaly, it's going to have like a white circle around it. And each one of these icons are just icons of interest. So here you see important character, trader, bed, so on and so forth. But that only shows up in areas that are either familiar to you or that are from your faction. Like here's another loner sort of base, if you want to call it. So that's why I can see those icons there. Anyway, once you get quests, you'll get quest markers spread out all over the map, so you know more or less where you're going. Anyway, this is the map part of your PDA. You have your task list here. We don't have any tasks yet, so it's empty. Here you have your statistics. These are just, you know, good to have things, I don't know, just if you're really interested in statistics of your gameplay. These are your list of achievements that you get. There are achievements in this game. Like sort of like Steam achievements, but I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool that they did that. Stalker rating. The more you do in the zone, the more stalkers you kill, or the more arena matches you win, the higher you get. This is your relations chart. So this is yours in particular, your goodwill. So here it's going to show you what type of rating you have with all the factions. Right now it's minimal because you didn't do anything for anybody. And then after this is each faction's rating with other factions. So we are Free Stalkers. Free Stalkers is the same thing as loners. So our faction is neutral to everybody except for mercenaries, military, bandit, and monolith. If we see them on sight, it's shoot to kill, and same thing for them. So, and if you want to see the actual values, you can. Contacts, this is people who you come in contact with, important characters that you come in contact with. Guide, this is like the Wikipedia of the game. Yes, this game has a lot of things in it. It's very complex, but also very complete. You can get a bunch of I don't know. It's just a lot of information here. The thing is, a lot of these, like locations, items, factions, they will appear once you discover them. So, you know, in order to avoid spoilers. So here you can read up on the loner faction, you know. These are the achievements that you can get. And these are your equipment state. I like this. It tells you all at once what's the state of your equipment. When I mean state, I mean condition. So right now, if you were to look at the inventory screen and hover over... Well, why don't we do that? Inventory screen, you hover over the item, it tells you what condition it is and the description and all the stats. It's pretty cool, isn't it? So... Again, you can also right-click on things, get more details from it. Like, for example, for this, if you want to repair things, it tells you the compatible repair kits, the compatible upgrades and what you would need to upgrade it. Like, for example, if you want to upgrade this, you need to find this upgrade kit, so on and so forth. I know it's a lot to take in. If you're a beginner, you're probably just going to spend the money to upgrade stuff, spend money at the repair technician to repair things instead of, you know, grinding it. But you can do both. You can repair things and upgrade things without pretty much spending any money. Upgrading, you have to spend money, obviously, but anyway, back to the PDA. So in here we have the famous radio that there's two different radio stations. So if you select one, you're gonna hear music. Mostly Russian rock, but it's pretty cool. It's very immersive. That's enough of that. And then these are the this is the message log. So if you don't remember something when somebody told you about this place where the stalker, blah blah blah, and you don't remember where to go or who to talk to, you can just read it up here. And it's also filtered by date. So this date is the date in game, not today's date, obviously. So, anyway. I think I covered pretty much everything. So the first thing that I normally do when I play as a loner is before I take up any quests, you go around and loot. Now, those of you who are familiar with Tarkov, it's a similar thing. Loot is everything in this game. So the more loot you find, the more money you can make. Holy crap, the rain is loud. Okay. So I'm debating whether to turn off the rain just for the sake of the playthrough so you can hear me. Yeah, let's do it. So you can turn off the rain in the debug menu. You can go to weather editor. And let's just do, I don't know, cloudy. There we go. Or we can do clear, whichever one you want. I like clear. Clear is cool. It looks like Tarkov as well. So, nice and silent. So one very important thing that you need to know about looting in this game. Stashes. Stashes are your best friend. However, they are very well hidden throughout the zone. There are a couple of obvious ones, like this one here. This is a stash. And here you can find certain things. Now, if you want to loot just one of these things, you just hover over it, double click it, and it goes in your inventory. But if you want to loot everything all at once, you just hit take all here at the bottom, or, as it says, shift T. And that's what I normally do, shift T. So these stashes are, you can find these in pretty much every, you know, faction base or point of interest. But there are other stashes that are very well hidden. So the game pretty much just makes you search for everything. Alrighty. So first rule whenever I play as loner, we search for the stashes. So this is the house that we spawned in. There's a stash up here in the attic. Yes, who would have thought? And now you just kind of prone in there. There's a safe up here in the attic. There you go. See, it has some meds, some cigarettes, and a broken lamp. Or headlamp, I should say. So, once we get out of there, we are gonna go find another stash that's in Rookie Village. And it's right up here. This stash normally doesn't really have anything. Now, this one you're gonna be like, okay, well the last one was in an attic, fine, you know? That, I can understand that. Well, here's a couple of, you know, cases that you can break with the knife. Or you can break them by just stomping on them, just jumping on top. So, that last stash is like, okay, yeah, it's a safe in an attic. You know, logical. But where the hell is Sixx going now? What the hell is this? A chimney? Oh my god, there's a backpack in the chimney. Yeah, it doesn't... That one doesn't usually have anything, but sometimes it does. I always check. And when you're in an area here, if you're not friends with the faction, like you might be part of a faction like we are, but if you're not friends with them, like if they're not green, if you don't have a green goodwill with them, if you have your weapon out, they will tell you to put your weapon away. Like right here. Or he should. Okay. Normally they tell you to put your weapon away. So I mentioned earlier that there's a tutorial quest that you can do, and that I suggest all beginner players do, because it shows you what the game's about, and it also gives you goodies to help you start out with. So here's another stash that obviously there's nothing there. So if we bring up the map, we went from here, we went south here to this area, so that's where that other stash is, and now we're gonna go here because there's another stash. There is a sort of a huge anomaly just north of the camp. And the tutorial quest actually tells us to go into that anomaly, but we're not gonna do that just yet. Also, I'm just running everywhere because I can kind of figure out where the anomalies are, but for you, if you're a beginner, I would not recommend running around everywhere. Okay, I don't know why I'm shooting these, but you can just kick them. But these are like the easiest mutants ever. I saw the head coming across the little hill here, and I honestly thought it was like a dog or something. That's why I pulled out the weapon and started shooting. But these are called Tushkanos, I'm sorry. And you can just kick them. So, if they come close to you, just point at them and press F. Your use button, and it just kicks them, so it saves ammo. Anyway, this area here, the trash compactor anomaly, this thing here, the tutorial's gonna tell you to go in there, but we're not gonna do that yet. So, next area here, there's more stashes, trust me, a lot more. There's like a broken branch somewhere around here that has a stash, so that's where we're gonna go next. So the reason why I was saying I wouldn't, if I were you, I wouldn't run everywhere at first, because for beginners it's kind of hard to spot anomalies. Like for example, right here, you see this distortion right here? Well, you walk into that and you can die. Or at least get a big chunk of health taken away. And there's another one over there, as you could see. So if you're running, most likely you're not going to see that. You can also hear it. Like if you get close to it, you can hear it, but that's it. So here's another stash, this broken tree or whatever. It's right over here where I am, and there's nothing in. So here's one thing, I'm not sure if it works here, but in Dead Air, the AI can loot stashes. I don't know if that's a thing in Anomaly. So if you take a lot of time, especially right now, like I'm taking the time to explain things to you. If this was Dead Air, all the stashes would be looted already. So I assume that in Anomaly, the AI doesn't do that. Okay, so hold on. We can see people moving up there. Okay, those are friendlies. So one of the reasons why I play with the crosshair, as you can see, well, it's just a dot, is that if you hover over an or an NPC or an AI, it tells you what faction they are, and the color of the dot changes. So if they were enemies, it would turn red. If they were friendly, it would turn green. If they're neutral, it turns yellow. So that's a good thing. So there's a couple of other stashes around here. This right now, this. Leaving this area to go around here, it's kind of tricky, because bandits are normally found around here. Now bandits shoot on sight, so what we want to do is I'm trying to get all the stashes out of the way before I do the main tutorial quest. So, and the reason why I say apart from the bandits that this area is dangerous is because there can be mutants as well. So there's a stash in here, so why don't we just quick save. So as you can see, we discovered this area. So if we look at our map, you can see the white thing, the white circle around it. Ooh, got gunfire. Okay, that's at the bridge. I don't know if they're shooting at bandits or... So, at the bridge you can either find military or bandits. They will both shoot you on sight. So, one thing that I haven't explained yet. Bandits normally can be seen around these two areas, and sometimes walking around here. But there's a military base down here. Do not wander down here unless you're looking for a fight. And military normally control the bridge. So in order to get to the other side, there's a tunnel here that you can go through. So that being said, let's just sneak through. Well, we're gonna keep our pistol out. I don't want to use up shotgun ammo just yet. Okay. These boxes here, these wooden boxes, you can break them with your knife. And sometimes they have loot, sometimes they don't. Take the shotgun out just in case, because in close quarter combat, this thing will rip somebody to shreds. Ooh, that's a good one. Gunsmithing tools. Okay, we're not gonna go through here because obviously there's a gas anomaly there and there's, what is that, like a fruit punch anomaly? Anyway, those things will hurt you. So we're gonna go through out here. Sometimes I've seen bandits camped around here. Like this campfire would be lit and there'd be bandits there. You can also break all this, but if you're really that desperate for loot, which, since we're playing on tourist level, we're not going to be that desperate, but if you were playing on survival, yeah, you would be breaking every single box. Looking for every single thing you can find. Alright, let's quick save again. Also, quick save. Quick save is also your friend in this game. Because you will die a lot. Regardless if you're very good at the game and you're very knowledgeable, you will die a lot. Ooh, ramrod. That's a good find. So ramrod, and I'll go into repairing and everything in another video. But alright, so I'm avoiding these things. As you could see, if you get into the vicinity of this thing, it will hurt you. So that's why I'm doing a little zigzag here, staying along the wall. Perfect. Here's another stash. So we just went through the tunnel. That famous tunnel that I told you about, so we don't have to go through the bridge, because right now we don't have good equipment. We could take them out, but... And, I mean, if you want, you could just jump in here and loot that, but I'm not going to do it. And that's the famous bridge. And you gotta love the ambience in this game. There's just random screams going on, mutant howls, and... There's also real stuff going on, like that gunfight. I don't know if... Again, I'm not sure if they were fighting mutants, or... Okay, you gotta be really careful here. There's an electrical anomaly here. If you step in that, you're dead. One hit kill. So, again, be aware of all the anomalies here. So this is a loner camp. We're gonna put our weapon away. Now, I like to break all the boxes and loot everything in here. And this guy is, he's really channeling Buddha here. He's floating. Here's another stash. Oh, one thing I forgot about the stashes. Whatever you put into these stashes, it stays there. Nobody loots them. So, it's convenient later on in the game to have various stashes throughout the zone. Like, if you know you're gonna be frequenting a map, like you're gonna be spending a lot of time there, like Rostock and everything, you create stashes there. You make it sort of like your base. So we're going in here. Why? Because there's another stash somewhere around here. What is stash? Oh, here we go. It's a safe. Ooh. That's really good. So, I'll explain the artifacts when we actually get an artifact. I don't want to bombard you with too much information. I feel like I'm doing that already. So there's another safe around here somewhere. Yep, here we go. As you could see, it pays off to explore. And this here, we have one of the mechanics. So this guy will repair. If you click on this, you can either repair it for a price. He's usually very expensive. And you can upgrade it if you find the upgrading kits and have good relationship with the technician by giving him basic tools and all that crap. I'll get into that when the time comes. And here's just a regular trader that you can just sell a bunch of crap to, like this, for example, cooking equipment. We're not gonna cook. I don't have that turned on. You can sell him your dirty underwear. He probably likes that. He's all kinky and stuff. I just sell him most of the junk that I find. We're gonna keep that just in case. Gunsmithing tools, we're gonna sell that because we're not gonna Oops. Let's not do that again. Waste of time. And he's gonna give us 1,500 rubles for that. Not too bad. And, if you sell, like, repair kits and stuff like that, sell them to the technicians. They give you more money. Same thing with meds. Meds, doctors or medics usually give you more money for meds if you sell it to them. And, for mutant parts and food, there's a couple of vendors, there's a couple of key vendors. I'm gonna show you when the time comes. They're not in this area, so don't worry about it. You can also do jobs for these people, but, let's sell them. No, not the ramrod. We're gonna keep that. That's actually a really good find. So as you can see, this is very expensive. Gunsmithing tools, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, you can actually... So it contains a pitch, blah, 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 usable in mechanic workshops for crafting. So this is used for crafting things, not for repairing. So you can, unless I just said a boo-boo, correct me in chat, or in the comments if I made a boo-boo of that. Alright, so we are gonna grab one more stash. So we were just here, and now we're gonna go over here. There's another stash here. And then we're gonna go back and do the tutorial. I know it's a long introduction video, but there's a lot to explain in this game. And I don't know if there's any other video on YouTube that goes... Alright, there's nothing in this stash. There's stuff in this house, but it's okay. Actually, no, there's another stash around here somewhere. Further down this area. Yeah, so I don't know if, there's any other YouTube video from Anomaly that goes into this sort of in-depth beginners type thing. But hopefully you guys find this video useful. Alright. So most of the zone is just running around everywhere. Pretty much. Alright, let's quick save. And just for the sake of giving you some action, because this definitely didn't have any action this first episode, it's probably, you know, blistering bore fest. Let's try and see if we could take over the bridge. Now, combat in this game is very unforgiving. Within a couple of shots, you're dead. And, probably some bandits up there by the checkpoint. Or military. Combat is very unforgiving. And stealth is also key. So, the less noise you make, the less chance of getting discovered. Yes, there is a stealth mechanic in this game. However, sometimes regarding mutants and whatnot, it can be completely borked because mutants can find you from a mile away. So, watch out over here. A lot of people, the first time they go through this area, they die because of this thing here. This is a burner anomaly. You step into that and you're dead. And you could barely see it. It's kind of like if there's like this heat signature coming out, but really? There's no one here? That means that they were bandits and they probably moved. Which means that they could be in that section over there. Let's quick save. And for those of you who like Tarkov, this game would probably make you feel right at home. This is like a single player Tarkov. There's another anomaly here. Interesting. Okay. Alright, there is one more stash that we can grab. It's right here at the bus station, but normally there are a few bandits in the car park over there. So this is kind of risky, but you know, you go ahead. Risk it. And you get good rewards. Sometimes. One other thing I forgot to mention, there's a free look button. So if you want to look to your right or up and down or whatnot and not deviate from running straight, just click and hold down middle mouse button. At least that's what I have it mapped to. And just free look. This is one of the things that, one of the new features in the RC versions of Anomaly. And another thing is the lower weapons. So I have it mapped to one of my mouse buttons. So instead of, you know, putting away the weapon, you can just lower it. It has the same effect, but this way, you know, if something pops up, you can just go BAM! You know, you don't have to take the weapon out and then, you know, waste those precious few seconds popping the weapon in and out. Ooh, that's what she said. Anyway. So be careful, there's some anomalies around here. So we are back. Now, let's see. We have 44 kilograms of max carry weight. We are at 25. There's a couple of things... Oh crap, we could have sold this to the mechanic. Oh well. Let's do this. As an example of why not to always carry everything around, here's another stash. I forgot about this one, but we haven't gone to see Sidorovich yet. But this is another stash, so I like to keep things in this stash too. So what we're gonna do is, we're not gonna sell this because this will come in handy at some point. We're not gonna sell this, we're gonna sell that to the technician. And we're gonna leave this ammo there, why not? And let's see if we could sell some things here. Well, the ramrod we're gonna keep there. So this is where you're gonna start the main quest lines, but we're not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna show you how to do that. We're just selling things right before the main tutorial. He's not interested in that. Okay. He's interested in anything else? Nope, nothing else. This guy is a big cheapskate. I call him Scammerovich, along with a lot of other stalkers out there. They call him the same thing, Scammerovich. And when I mean stalkers, I mean, you know, Twitch streamers and from the stalker community. Because he buys things for really cheap and sells them to you for really expensive. But, you know, since it's early game, we don't really have any other trader. And I believe the other trader back there has the same prices as him, so... Anyway, we are going to start the tutorial with this guy here called Fanatic, but we're going to leave that for the next video. Because this one is already an hour long. It was a huge introduction, so... Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the introduction. I hope I was able to explain a lot of the things so you don't get as lost as I was when I first started playing this mod a couple of years ago, or 2.5 years ago actually. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to tell me that I am completely that I suck at the game and whatnot, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.